And here we have a new penny box. Got the microscope set up. Let's open it up and see what we're working with. Looks good to me. This should be a good hunt. All right, let's get started and I'll bring you in when I find the first whatever. Oh boy. Very first roll. I decided to start on the left side rather than the right side. And I'm only 8 coins in. And we already got ourselves a 1935 Philadelphia wheat penny. Wow. I have a feeling this is going to be a good box. I'm on roll number 4. We've got a first variety. Not a great one, but it is a variety. So once again, on the reverse, we've got that extra column on the right, the more common one. But this is a 2006. I haven't found this on the 2006 yet, so that's nice. But it is the very common, popular doubled column on the right there, the very small one. Found this. It's a really nice 69S. Really good condition. No varieties or anything on it, and it has been over-polished. It was over-polished at the mint, not somebody afterward polishing it up. So, whoops, dropped that. But still a really nice coin, so I'll keep that. Okay, we're in roll 13. I got so excited here, and then it wasn't. But it still looks really cool. So it's a 1983 Philadelphia, and on the reverse, there are 2 known double dies, and this is not either of them. So at first I saw this, and isn't that exciting? Look at that. That makes you think. But you look at it and you go, oh, I see the doubling there, but then I don't see it there. Uh-oh. That might just be machine doubling, shelf doubling. And it is. As you go this way, you see it starts to... So over here, all the doublings to the right. As you go here, the doubling goes toward the edge of the coin, and then eventually it reverses. You get down here, see now it's going up. A true double die would never switch direction partway through. So this is really good machine doubling, and it looks really nice. So I'll keep it just because I do like good machine doubling. Okay, I'm on roll 16 and something really cool. Look at how many early 70s I have. 70, 71, 72, and 73, and they're mostly S's. So that's really cool to find that many in one roll. Roll 17. We got wheat penny number 3. It is a 1949. Yeah, not much to find on that one, but it's a wheat penny. Roll 17. And I've got a possibility here. It's a bit worn, so I don't know, but let's take a look and see what we think. It's a 1995 Philadelphia. 1995 Philadelphia is known for the double die obverse with the 1995, but there is also an ear. So if you notice, it looks like you got this shelf that comes down along the lower part of the ear and then kind of back up. And you go, I wonder if that's just damage. But if you take a look at the website, there is a doubled ear variety, and this is it. So here's the close-up they have of it. Now, mine's obviously more worn, so I don't see this part, but mine starts about there. I see that, and then I do see this lower part of the ear. Now, they don't have any die states for it to look at. All I have to look at is that lower lobe of the ear, which obviously if mine was in better condition, I'd be able to tell for sure. But based on what I can see there, with the lower lobe part of the ear and the rim going up that way, think of that a little bit more worn, and you just might have that. See, it's got that lobe part right there. It goes up and then it disappears here, probably because of the worn and being dirty. Looks like it's got some dirt right there. But, I don't know. It's difficult, but it really fits it pretty closely. Like I say, just imagine that part worn down a bit, a little bit of dirt on there, and it seems to match it pretty closely. So what do you guys think? I don't know for sure, but I'd say there's a pretty good chance this might actually be the doubled earlobe from 1995. I'm on roll 20, and we've got a variety here. It's a 1999 Denver, and it's got a nice long column on the right side. This one's longer than most, so this one was an easy one to see and then compare and go, hey, It's the 003. So it's the 1999 double die reverse 003. This one was pretty obvious. Nice one to add. I did not have this one. I do. As always, I wish the condition was better, but there it is. I am in roll 22 and Wheat Penny number 4. It is a 1945 San Francisco. Nice. I was doing some more kind of researching on the Variety Vista website, and sometimes they add new things, or sometimes I miss things, and I found some cool varieties to look for in 2022 and 2023, both on the front and the back on a few of them. And I haven't been looking at any of the 2022s or 2023s. So I pulled out the few Philadelphia ones that I had. So I went through all this stuff, all the pennies that I already searched through that I already had stacked up. And there they are, the 2022s and 2023s. And so I'm actually going to take a quick break from this, and I'm going to go through these and see if we've got any of these newer varieties. Most of them are reverse doublings, where it's just kind of thickness or just a little bit of off doubling, or the 2023 Denver, which is another doubled ear variety. So anyway, new things come up. So I'm going through the 2022s, and I've gone through quite a few already. Haven't seen a variety yet, but this one has a die crack on it through the N in United. So a small die crack, not a big deal, but it's a die crack. All right, I have been looking through these 2022s, and I think I found a double die reverse. Now, I'm not 100% positive, but I'm pretty sure that this is one. And I'll tell you why. So the one that they label here for 2022 is what they say is strong spread. Usually what that means is the letters are extra thick. They're thicker than they normally are, but you don't necessarily see separation. Now, you might see it occasionally if it's in good enough condition. You might see a little bit of something somewhere. But for the most part, what it is, it's usually abnormally thick. In this case, what you're seeing is thickness up and down as opposed to thickness left to right. See the bottom of the N there, how this is thickness that goes up and the U has this thickness? That's what you're seeing with this one. Now, it's hard to tell if you don't compare it to something. See, I'm just looking at that going, do you see a double die? I don't see a double die. But what it is actually is there's extra thickness. Let's take a look at that R. See the foot of that R, how thick that is up and down, and the bottom of that E? So that's mainly what's going on. They did show down here on the JFM, you don't really see any doubling, but there's this weird shadow effect on the bottom part of the letters going off to the side. But the thing they're also using to mark the stage is this die crack along the upper part of the shield. Now, that is something that would probably easily get worn off if there's wear or over polishing with a coin. Okay, now that we've kind of taken a look at that, let's take a look under the microscope. So, let's take a look first at the letter U. See, for the most part, it just looks normal. But keep your eye on that U, and I'm going to grab a regular one that I've seen a lot of. And you may notice that the bottom part of the U looks thinner. See that? And this coin is more worn. See, this one is more worn. If I look at the E pluribus versus the E pluribus on this one, it's more worn. This one looks like it was more polished, but look at that, see? Look at the pluribus. That's definitely less worn than that one, right? Now, if I go back over to the letter, see how thin that lower part of the U is? And then I pull the other one back down. Sorry about my finger in the way. And let's take a look at that U again. See how thick that looks compared to the other one? It happens on the N too, and on the T and the bottom of the E and the D. So here we go, okay? Looking at the bottom of the E and the D. See that? See how thick they are? Okay, I'm going to swap out for the other one. And see how thin the bottom of the E and the D is? This is how all of them up to this point have looked. They look this thin. Let's take a look at something else. The R. I like looking at the R. Okay, take a look at the R. Look at the feet of the R. So you see how they've got these little splits? That's just part of the type of serif they're using to make it look kind of fancy. But see how small that split is and how shallow that foot is? Now I'm going to bring back the other coin. Let's take a look at the R on that one. Look at that. There's a red fiber on it. Did that go off? No, it's still on there. That's just a piece of red string or something. But look at the bottom of that R. Look how thick that is. And look at the split. It's much more prevalent. If you look down at the JFM, you don't quite see that fading off this way, but to me it just looks like this coin's been more polished. And that's really common. In the more modern sense, a lot of times the coins get over polished at the mint. I see that a lot. But something else that stuck out to me is the LB looks really thick, and the little holes in the middle look really small. Let me show you the other one. See that? The L and B don't look as thick, and then the holes inside look bigger. And this one has been more worn. You can see it's been more worn, but it's not as thick. Now, I don't see the die crack on the shield, but like I said, if this has been worn a little too much or over polished at the mint, you wouldn't see the die crack. And the one they have on the website, I think, is one that didn't get over polished, and that's why you can see things better, why you can see the die crack. And it says this is stage B, so apparently there's a stage A they haven't confirmed, a stage C they haven't confirmed, and then stage D has a die crack on the front on Liberty. That'd be cool. I wish I got that one. But it's not. I already checked that. So maybe it's like a stage A, or maybe it's not even this one, and it's one they haven't put up on the website. But based on what I'm seeing, I feel pretty confident that this is a doubled die. Whether or not it's that one, I don't know. But you can see the extra thickness along the bottom of all of the letters for sure. I am still going through the 2022s, and this time we got a die crack on the U instead of the N, I believe is what we got on the last one. Yeah, little die cracks like this are pretty common, when they're just a tiny one from the edge partway into the coin. Roll 29, and we've got our 5th wheat penny. Looks a little old. Can we get pre-1940? Is that a 57? Oh, I can't read it. Let me put it under the scope. It is a 57. Oh, man. That is definitely one of the worst 57s I've seen. I'm in the next roll, roll 30, and another wheat penny. So one right after the other. Hopefully this one's a lot better. What is it? 51. I believe that's an S, or is that a D? Now, I'll look closer at it and see if it's got anything going on it, but oh well. Anyway, wheat penny number 6. I'm on roll 36, and we have found our 7th wheat penny. And let's see what the date is. A 42 Denver, that's pretty good. All right, not bad. So I've got here a 1970 Denver, and on the reverse of it, it's not a big deal, but it has a little bit of a die break on one of the columns. See that? Nice little glob of copper there. Once again, these are not very rare. They're pretty common, but they're still fun to find. So I have here a 2002 Denver, and it's another one of those with the doubled column in the back, right there. So these are fairly common, I guess, because I've seen a lot of them now that are the really small one on the right, and they're not great. So I think moving forward, I'm not going to show these anymore. I'm only going to show the ones that are a little bit more interesting, like if it's really long, or if it goes across here somewhere, or if it's angled, something like that, then I'll show it. But any more now, if it's just these, I'm just going to probably not worry about it. Roll 48, almost at the end of the box, and we've got wheat penny number, is that 8 or 9? I think it's number 8. And it looks to be pretty decent, unless it's been cleaned. I can't tell if that's just nice or if it's been cleaned. Anyway, let's see what we got. 1944, and it doesn't look very good, so I'm going to say it probably got cleaned. I'm on the second to last roll, so roll 49. I've got a 1969 Denver here. It's kind of an interesting one. We're looking at the back of the coin, and you can see some doubling on the A going to the left, or down from its point of view, but you can see this doubling going kind of to the left, and then as you go up, it continues to go left. You can see it on the E. A nice little kind of rotational doubling. I looked at the website. The only double die for this one is the extra step below Lincoln, which this one is not. And then you can see the doubling extend beneath the base of it, and then it disappears as you go to the right. So kind of an interesting machine doubling going on with it. But that's all this one is machine doubling, I'm pretty sure, because they look very shelf-like. They're inconsistent. Well, most of them are going to the left, but they vary in thickness in different places, like that. So it's kind of weird. And that's it for this hunt. So we got multiple varieties, a few interesting things, and 8 wheat pennies. Overall, a pretty good hunt. We got a good mix of stuff, as well as some nicer condition coins. So I'm happy with that one. Until next time, happy coin roll hunting.